Oh, by the way, never mind. All is
Oh.
good.
Hey, oh, what's up with this
Fast
fucking
food.
guy here? This fucking Gwydion. Like, first thing I know, I fucking meet him up in like a week's time. Next thing you fucking know, he's sending me a fucking text like, hey, one of the guys you just met just had COVID. Hope you got a fucking test for your dead grandma.
What the fuck?
Hello,
Wait.
welcome, Fast Food Thursday. It's the
Okay.
Friday edition of Fast Food Thursday. I'm Dick's Big. I'm fucking
I found this
straight.
I found this picture of this duck trying to catch a bug, but when I saw it last night, I guess I was just so out of it that I thought the bug was carrying the duckling away.
They
was
can
carrying
carry
a
several
duckling?
times their body weight. Those motherfuckers are
And-
strong.
What was carrying a wait? Firstly, can you guys hear me? What was carrying a duckling?
The
Let-
picture.
I didn't say.
The picture. I saw the
Winter.
picture last night, and
Oh,
I was
that's
so out of
adorable.
it.
You go,
I
Sarge.
was so
think
out
you
of
are
it that I thought the bug was carrying the duckling away.
I don't have to stop. Sorry. Go ahead, Burger.
Waiting for leader.
Today I did something that really made me proud to not be an American, or rather happy, and that's
Go to
Got-
school.
I did
No.
I did my taxes, and
Oh.
it took me like an hour.
Based Burger
And it's,
government.
even though we have, I think the German tax code is way more complicated than the American tax code because it's like, Germany.
Yeah.
I just use the official software that the tax office gives you, like the German IRS, called, I swear to God, this is what it's called. It's called Elster, which is the German word for magpie. Like a thieving magpie. That's what they call their own software.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah.
That's very, very clever.
Yeah, I did my I don't know why, but I'm still like mega exhausted today. I don't know what the fuck the deal was with all that.
Yeah, question. What's up with us doing Fast Food Friday today? Where the hell were you yesterday?
Yesterday was Father's Day, or it's
Congratulations.
or Ascension Day. Father's Day always coincides with Ascension Day, at least in Germany.
Oh
And,
yeah, I spoke to an Icelandic dude. He told me about Ascension Day, like a couple days ago.
Yeah, and it's a classic German holiday where you just sort of get shit faced with friends.
I told him, I told this Icelandic guy I was talking to in another server that sounds like a fictional holiday from a fantasy RPG, and he said it is a fictional holiday from a fantasy RPG, Ascension Day.
Yeah, it's when Jesus ascended to the heaven. That's what Ascension Day is.
Yeah, it's a badass fucking name. Can I ask you something? Clearly, you're doing this a day later because you're spending time with your dad.
No,
No, he just wanted to get drunk.
No, I absolutely did not spend time with my father. No, friends of mine
Silver,
were doing...
I don't think Silver knows the burger lore.
Yeah,
So.
I don't have a good relationship with my family.
Okay, yeah, because you told me you switched between the families because your parents were like having dumbass.
No, that wasn't even. No, I didn't meet my dad until I was like 13. No, this was my grandparents and my mother, who were her parents. But no, yesterday was just like a friend of mine was like, hey, it was something that like you either go hang out with. So there's two ways of celebrating.
Hey, I'm hearing about. I gotta go speak to some people.
Okay. Then.
Wait, what? Okay.
What a wild fucking ride.
So there's two ways of celebrating Father's Day in Germany, and one of them is like okay. There's more like it's two variables. It's either you celebrate with your father or your friends, and either you have like a party where you get extremely drunk during the day and you eat nice food, or you have like a trolley that you pull through town. And there's like alcohol in it, copious amounts of it, and you do like day drinking that way. A lot of people also this is something that happens where like fathers and their sons they like group up and get on their bikes and then they like drive around and get mega shit faced while riding their bike the whole day.
That's
My
base
friend
as fuck.
always goes
Sorry
golfing
about-
with his father and gets baked in the sun with a bunch of alcohol.
Damn, that's kind of bougie, dude.
Yeah, hey, Burger.
His
for any
father is
consolation-
like highest ranking, like
Yeah.
the highest rank you can get as a non-commissioned
Yeah,
officer in
who's-
the Bundeswehr.
shit.
He can
Guys, you-
afford to be a bit bougie.
No. Bring that back. Bring that back. What the fuck was
I
that,
think
girl?
I know what it was. It's the same thing I
Girl-
was about to post, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jane.
Well, yeah,
that
it-
was a good post. I don't know if you're watching the stream, Jane, but it was a good post. No,
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, girls do what during school shootings?
this is one of the funniest things. I'm gonna
Oh,
try.
no.
I'm gonna find an incel voice to read it.
So, no, I can do the incel voice, Burger. Give it to me.
No, I
This
want
is
to.
his normal
I-
voice.
You don't even have to try.
Who the hell's-
I
who the
can
hell's
try even more
penis?
incel. Like, I can try being more of an incel if you guys want.
No, that just sounds
Just
bad.
being
Let
sort of
Burger do it.
Jewish.
Oh, it's
Yeah, just let Burger do it.
Yeah, I wanna hear Burger's incel voice.
I bet she's not reposting it. I think she is not watching the stream. So one of you will have maybe to find it because I can't leave this particular chat window.
I do have
But yeah, that's
something to
basically.
post,
I
but-
was just sort of like hanging out with my friends yesterday, drinking. This is like a big old party, and you know, I'm on it. If I like
Are you playing fucking
the
Rising
reason it's
Storm?
Fast Food Thursday and Fast Food Friday in the first place is because I like go out on Friday sometimes. So actually, I might
Is
have
that
to
what?
increase the.
Actually, I was gonna ask you something. You ever thought of just doing this on Fridays? Because Fast Food Friday has like better alliteration, and also I feel like everyone doesn't. People don't work on. People have
Actual
have-
lives.
Yeah.
No, I
but
mean like are most likely
somet-
free on Fridays
Yes, that's exactly why it's Fast Food Thursday.
because you do shit on Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for when I
Actually,
do it on Thursdays, in which case I
Burger.
would have put it on Friday.
Okay.
There's a bit of I don't know how not safe for. It's not safe for work. The problem is it's very
Is it your
Implicit.
sister's titties?
Yeah, I don't care. It's the stream, dude.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
taken?
Oh, I mean, you meant this. I
You
thought
see-
you were posting the incel thing. Yeah, I've seen this too. I assume ugly bastard hentai is a hentai where the guy is
Yes.
like ugly as
Yeah.
shit.
Big fat
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Most
it's
of
a
the times
trope,
it's
and
NPR.
yeah,
The thing is, with
it's
ugly
a trope
bastards,
in it.
most of the time it's NTR.
What
So
does
it's
that mean?
It's cheating porn. It's when you're following the main character from their perspective.
and most of the
they're getting
most
cheated
of the
on
time,
and or their girlfriend's getting raped. It depends on what's happening.
yeah, most of the time it's kind of like you are getting raped, but then you cheat on, your significant other or whatnot. It is fucked up.
Yeah,
It's better-
It's,
It's better when
pretty
it's revenge
gross.
porn.
Man,
It's better
you're
when it's
Japanese, am I right?
Yeah.
It's better when it's
Actually, I've
revenge porn.
always wanted to see like a not necessarily a hentai, but like a manga come out where it's from the perspective of the fat ugly bastard, and he just works in porn, and he just does the job because he's got a huge hog and it pays well, and he's like
Wow.
friends with a dude that looks like an orc and a dude that looks like a minotaur, because those are the other tropes in hentai. And it's just like them. They try to live like normal lives, but they keep getting chased by women wanting to be raped by them,
Yeah.
It's a
and
real
they just
thing.
kind of
It's a
have to deal with
concept.
it. No, this is just an idea I had in my head because the fat ugly bastard trope is like pretty common in hentai.
I want to say this kind of reveals a bit more about you than it does about the hentai industry. Em, I love you, man, but like, you may want to.
Yeah, totally. I'm a fat ugly bastard with a huge hog, and I wish girls would chase after me.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm
find that
gay.
very relatable, dude.
Yeah.
other than the second part, that's basically me too.
Why is there a just call watching your game? Why is there like a next to the like scope of the gun? Why
That
is
is
there
the
a
grenade
cheese
launcher
grater with different like?
That
is
a
for
grenade
this
launcher
bullshit.
scope?
It's a site for the grenade launcher, Burger. You
Why
fucking.
can't you just use the regular site for it?
Because
That's a-
grenades have a different trajectory.
They have bigger arcs. They have
Yeah,
bigger
they
arcs.
fall a
Burger.
lot faster.
They fall faster,
But
your-
why does that? And how does a cheese grater help with that?
This is just for zeroing
It helps by
purposes.
shaving your balls because you have the hairy balls. Yeah, that's the bird I'm going with.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
the
you.
number one problem for grenadiers. Hairy balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is actually a disqualifying factor if you're like in the military.
Yeah, it's
To
like
have
it's like
hairy
it's like if your
balls?
color. It's like for air.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like for air.
yeah.
It's like for fighter pilots. If they're colorblind or have gotten LASIK, you can't fly the plane, my bro. I'm sorry.
Like, I know the fighter pilot thing, but with the hair, you're fucking with me on the hairy balls. That's not true.
Not at all.
Yes.
Why would you think that?
It's
Look,
just an
man,
intuition that I have.
Look, the reason why you can't have
I'm
hairy
not,
balls
though,
is
like,
that,
I
they
know
don't
a
want
couple
to pay
of,
out for
tank
testicle
grenadiers.
insert. No, the reason why grenadiers need to shave their balls is because sometimes the back blast can singe themselves, and then you get like second degree burns on your scrotum, and like it's a whole fucking deal. So they ask that you shave your nuts so you don't have so the hairs don't catch on fire and shit. I'm going way too in depth for this joke, and I apologize, but I'm already here, so I'm just going in balls deep.
You could just stop talking at any point.
Oh,
Yes.
I could.
You also
That
could
is
have not.
very
You also
true.
could have not like showed your hand because I was beginning to like this. Perhaps this is true. Maybe I should Google this.
Yeah, you fucked up, man.
Yeah, and then like, yeah. I remember this fucking article of people going like, "Oh, the multiplayer World War II multiplayer shooter should never make you be like the Nazis." It's like, what? Where was this article about? Like, I don't know, the fucking ISIS terrorists and fucking Counter Strike.
Yeah.
Shit, you know what I mean?
I want to be no. Frankly, I want.
Well,
Go ahead,
actually, what Call of Duty does and what Battlefield did was instead of like calling them what they actually were, they called them Op 4 for opposing force.
I
It
hate
was
that.
actually, yeah, it was kind of a.
Just call them the German army. Like we know they were German. I mean, you can cover up the racism. That's fairly easy. Just
Did they
like,
actually? I saw this picture at some point where it was like it was one of those big shooter games where you can like come up with your own avatar. They have some form of diversity. It was a black woman in an SSA uniform, basically, and I never found out if that was a real thing or if it was.
Oh,
just
that was a Battlefield 5. Yeah,
Yeah,
Battlefield
they
5 on
did
the cover.
Yeah,
On the-
so
if I remember right, on the
but
cover
yes.
on the cover for Battlefield 5, it's like a black woman in in a Royal Army uniform with a prosthetic arm
she's white and
cover.
redheaded, but no, okay.
on the cover.
And she's white and she has red hair, but she is a woman in the British Army with a prosthetic arm. I think that's
Okay.
based off of a real woman, but she wasn't, like fucking frontline combat.
Okay, well,
That
now
pissed off
hang
a lot
on.
of
This
people.
is now this is no longer a black woman in an SS uniform. We have strayed
No.
significantly from the original
This is
subject matter.
well, this
I
is
was
on the
about to
topic
explain,
of okay.
but nobody lets
Sorry.
me.
Yeah, no. So Burger, this is on the subject of like there being like diversity in this game, what's representing a very, very white and male dominated place in history. Because it's fucking European countries fighting each other for the most part.
I think he's
Japan.
aware of that.
Yeah, basically people got mad that like
Be
they were
aware of European history, for fuck's sake.
I would actually, I would find it very interesting because there were a lot of like foreign armies from like colonized countries in World War I and World War II.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
were.
To like see some of the in like a campaign or something to see some of their stories.
Battlefield 1 had some interesting campaigns regarding that. You play in the French
Oh yeah,
campaign.
you play
played as the Harlem Hellfighters.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't you also
The
play
Harlem
as like a
Hellfighters were a black regiment from the US that got transferred to the French because the US didn't want them, and they kicked ass for the French.
Yeah.
There's also isn't there also like Senegalese? Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, let me Let me ask you
But-
guys.
What
Sorry, go
is
ahead,
the
Bert.
deal with the black woman in the SS uniform?
They
What's the
want-
deal with the black woman? in
I
the
think it
SS
might have been. I
uniform?
think it might have been a joke image.
Was that a
I
real
don't-
thing?
No. So,
don't
are you
know.
talking? Hang on. Let Core speak.
It was in the beta. You could actually like try that out. It was possible because they had all avatars unlocked for all, you know.
Uh-huh.
But in the actual game, because they get so much backlash, they toned it down. So I think you could not play as a black woman in the actual game anymore.
Well, see, but
If,
that feels like okay, yeah. I mean, fair
No,
enough.
I think you still can play as a black woman, but I don't think
yes,
you can
but only
play as a
as
black woman
US.
wearing SS. Like,
you have
I
to
think-
unlock
The
the
Germans only have white woman.
special black woman skin. You have to unlock
Imagine-
it in
Okay,
the
yeah,
weapons.
I actually found a screenshot for it. Let me post it up.
Imagine if it was like it would
Yeah,
basically
here it
amount to
is.
slavery if it was like the skin that you can buy with the microtransaction.
yes, Gabriel Sidibe.
Oh
thank you,
yes,
man. That's
fucking
amazing.
good old Gabby, good old Gabby Sidibe. I was watching.
my thing is, imagine gentrifying fucking video games from black people.
So,
It's
hey, question-
such a weird thing. It's such a weird like trend that I've noticed. Where I remember in Kingdom Come Deliverance, where people were like, "There's no black people in here." It's like, well, yeah, it's like fucking.
They didn't know they existed yet. In that
No,
time.
I mean, it's like the thing is, it would have been entirely possible for there to be like a black person. It wouldn't have been ahistorical to like run into a black person at that time. It was a pretty like the medieval era was a bit more cosmopolitan than you would expect. But at the same time, it's just as likely, if even not even more, it's more likely that just did not happen.
Yeah.
It
Well,
would have
I
been more
mean-
like it would have been more likely like during the Roman Empire than it
Yeah,
would
that
but
would have
even
been more
even
likely.
then,
Well,
Even
no,
then, I
the
do
Roman
have-
Empire did have quite a bit of like people move,
Oh,
but
fuck.
it was. It's not like impossible. It's just like
no, it's not impossible,
implausible.
but it was very. The Romans didn't necessarily like to say the Romans. Don't get me wrong. The Romans did try to integrate people a lot, but
I'm not
they
saying
also,
it was
like,
common. I was just saying it was more common.
Yeah, no. The problem isn't
they
that
never
like
did
the
it.
problem isn't that like people. The problem is that people were like this. It needs this to be realistic, and if you don't do it, you're like erasing black people from the history of medieval Bohemia.
And then there's
It's
people
like-
who, and then there's
no.
people
Black
who say,
people in
and we have the
medieval
other end of people
Bohemia,
get
it's
like really over. Yeah, and then there's the other end of the spectrum. People get really pissed off that a predominantly white region has white like an era that predominantly had white dudes doing shit in it has a black person in it. They get real pissed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
That
mean
too.
that's the current situation where there's like, oh look, there's a woman in this game. This is now woke.
Oh
They have to-
no.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
yeah,
Woke
like
shit.
yeah. There's like a black chick in the video game, and like some gamer goes like, "Well, now you have to make it political."
I
Was that
watched
fucking Quantum? Was that
show.
Quantum TV? Please tell me it was Quantum TV. Like, oh fuck, man.
I don't know who the fuck that is, and I
right,
don't
well,
want
we'll
to
get-
know.
Yeah, you don't. Well, just Burger, you were saying.
Yeah, I tried to watch a
Sorry.
television show recently that was like about some fucking like homeless kids in London in like the Victorian era, and they were getting hired by like John Watson, like Sherlock Holmes's boyfriend,
Yeah.
to like do
Yeah.
shit. And it was so strange because like the whole premise of it was that it was like Victorian England, but it had the same like class struggles, but it was like extremely diverse.
It sounds like Bridgerton. This sounds like fucking.
Yeah,
Bridgerton.
I saw this in Bridgerton too, and it's like I'm like this. I get like doing this. I don't think this is like a problem, and I get why people. This is the same thing that like with I think English shows especially are very prone to doing this.
Doing
That
what?
they want to make the whole world look like London. This is something that kind of irritated me about
So, well, actually,
about fucking
Wait.
Witcher, because it sort of implied that they had somehow
Dark Side.
segregation in the Witcher universe, but in in this I'm fine with it. It's kind of weird. I feel like it might be interpreted as like kind of weird that the Marquis of whatever the fuck is like a black guy, and it like erases those aspects of like discrimination. But like, you know, fair enough. You're trying to make it seem a certain way. What really was very strange is that two of the main characters are sisters,
Come on.
and like one of them is white and the other is Asian. Like, that was the thing where I was like, hang on, what the fuck are you on about right now?
So
I mean,
it's
half moms. One a dude could have like realized he liked Asian.
As I understood it, they were like full sisters.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
they
like,
weren't-
okay,
So
I
they
know,
weren't
like,
adopted?
okay,
No,
Alright,
they had
real
like
quick.
the same parents.
let me tell you something. Two of my sister's best friends are half Japanese, half white. One of them is
Let me
like a
guess.
perfect, like even mixture. The other just looks straight up Asian. Like genetics are weird. Maybe it's like
No,
their
but
mom
like
was-
this level
That's
is like
pretty
one
common.
of them is like mega white, like the whitest person ever on television.
Yeah, no,
and
that
the
can
other
happen.
is
No,
the
and-
most Asian person ever on television.
like,
I mean, that could
That
happen.
can happen,
There-
Burger.
Yeah, there
The
was
CEO.
there was a case. I think it was in the Netherlands where like a white couple, had twins, and one was like,
well, no,
fuck-
but
like,
that
just
was a skin
bleached
color
white.
thing. I know what you
Yeah.
mean, but that was like
Yeah.
purely a skin color thing. I'm talking like bone structure and facial features.
No,
Oh.
like
Can happen.
okay, with siblings I can see that the
Right.
issue, but
Like
I know
you haven't
like-
seen this. This is like they look utterly different. Like even in a world where this was something that could happen, I would be like, that this is horrible casting.
Burgers, body measure some skulls.
I don't understand
it
what
could,
you're saying.
it could just boil down just to like really terrible casting. I
Maybe
think
it's
that's
just
all.
magic.
it is.
True. Can I just say though that for the thing where you mentioned like they want everything to look like London, like I can understand that, but I'm trying really hard to remember any kind of recent TV shows that I've watched that are kind of like set outside of London that have that issue.
Literally everyone.
Oh yeah,
that
something
is true.
something somewhat similar. I picked up Lovecraft Country,
Yeah.
the TV series.
This is
And-
like a country.
Oh, I actually want to
it-
see Lovecraft Country. That's actually a good point. I forgot about
It's
that.
a really good series. But like in the first episode, like it shows because it's in post World War II post World War II America, and they're traveling up to Lovecraft Country. You know I forgot the name of the town.
Maine.
There.
Maine.
Maine?
No,
yeah.
like in
Massachusetts
Massachusetts.
type area, the north.
Is
Yeah,
it called
yeah.
that? Because it's like, because
New
like,
England.
is it called Lovecraft Country?
Anyway, so they're traveling up there, and and it's like it's three black people, traveling in a car in post World War II America, and
Nice.
and the topic of sundowner towns is like in sundown counties is brought up in a very, very brutal way. Where the sheriff of one county is like, sunsets in 7 minutes. If you ain't out here in 7 minutes, you're gonna be hanging for some trees. And like literally, the sheriff like chases them out of the county and shit.
Yeah.
And like people got pissed off because it's like, why are you making? Because it's like, there's no way the cops were like that back,
What the
in
fuck?
post-war. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of
What the
course they
fuck
were.
are you on?
They were. Sorry.
They were.
That was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
peak racism.
I really hate when people. I really
yeah,
hate
what-
when people
what-
defend cops, especially
Well, 'cause-
cops from like back in the day. It's like, what the fuck are you
Well,
on?
because one of the people traveling, he's one of the contributors to the Negro travel guide. You know, that guide
Yeah.
that black people had.
the Green Book or something.
Yeah,
that
the Green
reminds
Book.
me.
Yeah, the Green Book. So it's like they he heard, because they're looking for a place to eat, like in Illinois, and they're like, oh yeah, I heard a rumor there's a diner in this town about 10 miles away that's pretty friendly to black folk. Let's head over there so I can investigate and make sure it's true. And they go into the town, and they got like all these people just start staring at them, and they pull up to where the diner is, and it's like its original name was like Mary's Diner or something, but then they see the name has changed to like Main Street Diner, and they walk in, and there's like one person at the counter, and he just immediately just like fucking leaves. The waiter just looks dumbstruck at that they actually like walked in. So they go and they take a seat, and they give him their orders, and he runs into the back. And then like one of them goes to the bathroom, overhears the waiter like on the phone, like, yeah, there's 3 of them. Yeah, there's 3 of them. Yeah, get on down here. I need your help. There's 3 of them. Yeah, we need to do something. And she like, as she's rushing back out, the other 2 notice is like, damn, these walls are like freshly painted. It's like they just remodeled. And then like one dude like his foot slips on like one of the floorboards, and the floorboard slips, and he looks down, and underneath it's burnt wood. And they're like, "Oh fuck, we need to get out of here, like now."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's
Arrived.
Is this show actually about like Lovecraft shit, or is it basically about the like existential horror of being black in the 40s?
Oh no! They almost get lynched by another county's cops, and the cops get attacked by vampire Lovecraft monsters.
Okay, well that checks out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there's one show about that I'm very curious to see, and it's like an Australian production where basically there's it's like the 18th century something, and it's about Aboriginal kids getting hunted by It's like an Aboriginal kid vampire hunters hunting these vampires, white vampires that live underground, like colonial shit.
We talked about
Oh
this
yeah. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yes, the famous Aboriginal.
Yeah.
Well, no, like in that
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, sorry. But yeah, there's that one book, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, about how like him and like Edgar Allan Poe would work together to hunt down vampires who were.
Have you watched the movie of that?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Genuinely incredible.
I've read the book and I love it because it's like, it's like Abraham Lincoln hunting down and killing vampire plantation slave owners.
Hell yeah, dude.
What about the non-slave owner vampires? Do they like
They don't exist.
give to his
They don't
campaign?
exist. Every slave owner and every proponent of slavery is a vampire, a parasite.
Mm.
A simple movie for simple
That
folk.
really gets the noggin jogging now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's almost like this is a sort of allegory for something.
Yeah.
But
It was made in. I think the book was written in like 2004. So yeah, that simple stories for simple people, I guess.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Can I not for once have?
Actually, if the film is actually good, I'm gonna put that on my list.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's-
I kind of want to
it's
check it out
awful
as
in the
well.
best way.
I
Yeah.
kinda
Hey,
wanna
backing
check
up a
it
bit.
out as well.
It's top tier trash.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
back in.
It's so good it's
Hey,
bad,
hey,
or
we
is
can
it?
back up a bit in the conversation.
No, it's so bad it's good.
I mean, oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, what's
wrong way
up,
around.
Silva?
Yeah, so question for you guys. So when Battlefield 5 first released in core, I feel like you probably know what I'm talking about. People got pissed.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Initial
So much.
Stop
What are
worrying,
you
you're
doing?
ignoring
Are you
about
like moving
many-
very close and then very far from your mic in very short
Yeah.
succession?
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. Sorry.
Just
That
hold your
explains
phone
a
close
lot.
to your mouth, like because we cannot hear you. I'm sorry, we just can't.
Silver, where are you?
No, that's what stuff was making here.
Oh yeah.
So
Where?
I was
Winter?
saying.
Winter? Could you
Yes,
stand
sir.
still for a second?
Sorry?
Where are you, my friend?
I'm moving towards H.
Jesus.
They're using the chat to coordinate their gaming.
Guys, what I wanted to ask was, so when Battlefield
I
5
have to
got released,
find my buddy right there.
so
Oh, hello.
what?
Ah,
Core.
there you are.
Core, shut the fuck up, bitch. Silver, you can continue now.
So when Battlefield 5 got released, there was a specific mission where you're playing as a Finnish mom and daughter who become resistance
that
fighters. Apparently, it was actually
Nice.
a squad of like 8 men, but in the game it was
Yep,
like,
trained in the Scottish Highlands. That mission though, that one I do not like. I've not played it, but I've watched the entire playthrough. I'm like,
So
can I just burn the devs at the stake at this point? Like, can we do that?
I
Can we lynch
haven't
people
played
again?
Valve.
So would this be an example of forced diversity? And would you guys say that it's erasing the experience of the full squad of soldiers who went in like defused all those Nazi nukes?
The
They
thing
didn't
is that
necessarily
it's
defuse the nukes.
the thing is that it's a Battlefield
Nazi
game.
Nukes?
There were no Nazi nukes.
Yeah,
so
there were. I think
It
no.
was
well,
only heavy water production, which
Yeah, it
would
was heavy
help.
water production, which like what Pasha said. But no, the thing you have to remember is that's a Battlefield game, and I don't really give a
Yeah.
shit about Battlefield
True,
games.
but at
So
the
it's-
same time,
it-
I'm like, they're trying to make something of this, and it's like, why? Why?
I mean-
do you
I mean,
have to make
if-
it so cringy?
Yeah, I mean, it's like in Battlefield 6 or wherever the next Battlefield's gonna be, like set in the Korean War or Vietnam
Oh,
or
dear
whatever.
God, no.
If they want to let you be like a black, disabled, transgender, non-binary, like
Yeah.
tunnel rats, they go ahead. I don't
They
care.
can,
I'm
they've
not
got
gonna
I
play
mean,
it.
it's
Well,
like a video
actually-
game, but I do feel like sometimes it's a bit weird to me, especially when it comes to ableism, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the thing about being disabled is that you're not able to do certain things. Like that's the whole
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
with being
Like,
disabled.
hang on.
So I know this is like a fantasy, but being like a tunnel
Where's the
rat in the Vietnam War while riding a wheelchair, it's just
Yeah, you're not gonna do it.
is
But I
that
do have a
really
question.
necessary? Like is
I do have a
that
question.
really a thing that you
Yeah.
need to be able to do?
I think what I'm more trying to say is that the Battlefield series is garbage, and I don't fucking play it, and I don't care what they do.
I don't play any shooter games.
Fair,
so
but I do have a
just
question.
kidding.
Have any of you played Wolfenstein? What was it? Wolfenstein 2: The New Order? I can't
hold on.
remember.
Yeah. Oh, I played that. Yeah, I
Wolfenstein
played
2.
that.
There's
I
a
played-
section in which he's bound to a wheelchair.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah,
I
that
just
shit
wanna
was
say,
that shit was hilarious. I love that.
before we like
Was
change
it any
topic.
good? Like, would you say on the ableism scale, good or bad?
I don't care. It was fucking funny. it was just like he had like a BJ cripple just like in a wheelchair, somehow managing to kill fully able-bodied like giant Nazis.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
it's
just- I'm just-
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it's Wolfenstein. remember in Wolfenstein 2, he gets decapitated, and then like a drone from your friends like picks you up, and you're still alive literally in a jar like Futurama, while they attach you to like a body
Oh
they
yeah,
found.
yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that one.
I remember
Yeah.
watching like a horror children's cartoon where that happens.
So
Like
Helen Keller.
there's like a at the end, like it's just the head of the guy and it's like in a body machine, and it's not like a body shaped thing, it's like a toaster. And that really fucked me up as a kid, even though it was like a cartoon. I was like, damn, that is
Jesus.
fucking scary, dude.
Did he at
There's al-
least
there-
taste
there-
nice?
There's also a part where like where you're not like BJ's not in the scene, but like two other of your friends are in the scene, and one drops acid, and while they're sneaking through like a Nazi facility in New Orleans, he just sees cartoon characters all over the place
Hell yeah,
because he
dude.
dropped acid. He saw like cartoon
Nice.
lizards.
Yeah, Wolfenstein is a fun series.
No, yeah, I don't. Yeah, you don't go to Wolfenstein for any kind of historical or any
No, I'm not.
moral
I'm
thing.
not asking. I'm not asking historically. I'm just
I
saying, like,
disagree.
on
There's
the
a lot of
ability-
morality you can get from Wolfenstein, mainly that killing Nazis is fun based.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
sure.
that should be the default.
But you can play any World War II game for that. It's
That's
just
true. But at the same time, it's like putting it on the comical scale, or at least like on the power trip scale. I would think.
yeah. I mean, that's a different thing to like just sort of. I mean, you can't like you're not gonna have a blind character that's like an elite guy at shooting a gun. That is like the twist of the Book of Eli, you know? It's fucking and that's
The
just
Book of
that's
what?
because that's a fucking what's his name? A Denzel Washington film.
What's the Book of Eli again?
It's a fucking brilliant movie.
It's actually a very good film, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard. I haven't watched it, but I've heard it. Too.
Yeah, I do mean to watch it, so I never got around to it.
It's like it's probably the first piece of post-apocalyptic media that I consumed. And I was like, "Damn, what the fuck is this?"
Book of Eli. Goddamn.
Oh,
I do want to say
Burger.
though, as someone who has like actually been to Vietnam and gone through the tunnels, it would be
Yeah.
incredibly entertaining to see like a wheel-chair-bound tunnel rat like.
I
rolling
want to
through
see.
the
I will.
tunnels.
I
No,
told
no,
you
no,
you
no,
were
no,
man
no.
with it.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see. Who's that one disabled dude on Twitter? Ricky.
Oh, Ricky Gervais. No, not Ricky Gervais. Ricky.
I mean, Ricky Gervais is kind of disabled, you know, but no, the other Ricky.
He's
Ricky
funny
Berwick.
though. Yeah,
Ricky Berwick.
sorry.
I would love to see Ricky Berwick go through like the tunnels in Vietnam.
Yeah.
He could.
Actually,
He
be a
has.
tunnel rat.
He could
Yeah,
probably
he
do
has.
it.
He has the body for it.
He has the grit.
Just watch him like crunch his body up and start crawling across a dirt floor with a rice hat on.
Welcome to the rice field.
The game gets canceled
Oh.
because it's racist.
Oh, but I want to tell you guys about a because I actually got into it thanks to Alternate History Hub. Injustice: Gods Among Men. It's a series of 2 video games.
Oh yeah,
The game,
I know.
yeah.
Isn't that like
Yeah.
a fighting game?
It is
Yeah,
like
but,
a
there,
game.
there's a comic series and there's a comic book series that builds up the lore around it, and it's honestly one of the best like comic book series I've seen, especially from like DC. The premise of the prequel in the comic book series is a prequel to the video games. So what the setup is that Superman is living the best life. He's married.
He's got a kid on the way.
He's got a kid on the way.
Which means he
And-
fucked Lois.
Well, yeah, which means he fucked Lois Lane, and she's pregnant, and so
Yep.
he's living the best life. Lois goes to investigate something going on in the docks, and she gets captured by the Joker, who went to Metropolis for some reason. So she gets captured by the Joker.
I've played this game, I'm now remembering, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, so like the whole Justice League is alerted. It's like, yo, Superman's wife, she's been captured by the Joker. We gotta track him down, figure out what's going on. They find that he stole a submarine,
Oh well.
and he stole a submarine. He's trying to sail out, he's trying to go out into the ocean. Superman just casually notices that one of the warheads is missing because it's a nuclear submarine. He lifts up the submarine, brings it back to the dock, busts in. He gets gassed by the Scarecrow's like fear toxin gas mixed with kryptonite, and all of a sudden, he sees the Joker and Harley, but then he sees was it Doomsday, or what was the guy's name? It's there's a
Brainiac?
villain. No, not Brainiac. It's like Doom.
It was Doomsday. It was Doomsday.
Doomsday. He sees Doomsday, because Doomsday is his greatest fear, and he just immediately goes into attack mode. Like punches Doomsday, shoots out of the submarine, all the way up into space. Because Batman followed Joker because he was, of course, Batman's got fight and catch a Joker. That's his thing. They quickly realize it's like, oh shit, he's under the effect of the fear toxin, and like Batman calls out to him, and he's like, whatever you think you see is not what you're seeing. Stop. And Superman stops. The fear toxin dissipates out of his mind, and it's Lois Lane. And now they're both in space. Lois Lane obviously can't survive in space. And so she quickly dies, but
Make way, faggots.
she has a dead man switch attached to her heart, which Harley put in. And when that dead man switch goes, Metropolis is nuked. So like within like a couple minutes, Superman loses his wife, his unborn child, and the city he swore to protect.
Yeah, like the whole
That's
point
big
of it
fucking
is
hell.
basically that Superman becomes a supervillain. Like that was the point.
Yeah, he becomes
Hang
a tyrant. He
Yeah,
becomes
he
a
fucking
tyrant.
he straight up fucking murder punches Joker
Can
to
I
death and then
just
becomes a
ask-
dictator.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I thought he fucking burned his brains out. But anyways, I thought Lois Lane died because the Joker killed her right in front of
Hush.
Superman.
No.
That would be cheap, dude. The
No,
Joker is more
the Jo-
sophisticated than that.
Yeah, the Joker was making the ultimate joke against Superman by making Superman kill Lois Lane.
Jesus. It's even more depraved because I remember watching.
Oh, the
video
comic
game.
book series is so fucking depraved. Like Robin,
Like-
I remember when I did that
it's
as well.
it's really fucking dark. It's like Robin accidentally kills what the fuck is
Oh,
his name?
The psycho guy who likes to kill people.
No,
Well, that
no.
really narrows it down, mate.
No, but
No,
like,
because Batman had two sidekicks. He had Robin and that
Right.
other guy. Like,
No,
Nightwing
he's had
or-
multiple versions of Robin, so you have to be specific. Is it Damian Wayne? Is it Dick
this is
Grayson?
This Robin is Damian Wayne.
Okay, so it's his son.
Yeah, it's his
Spoilers
son.
out there for anyone who hasn't fucking read any DC comics.
No, but I'm talking about the other sidekick who was like a Bruce Wayne's adopted son, like Nightwing, I think. or-
Nightwing, but
Yeah,
Nightwing was
Nightwing got
originally
red-hooded.
Robin. Like Nightwing is his own superhero at this point. He's not. He's
This is like people talking about Greek mythology.
It's
I know
basically the
Greek
same
mythology
thing.
is
Yes.
way worse.
Anyway, I think it was Nightwing because Batman treats Nightwing. He treats Robin as his son, but he treats Nightwing as like his other son. In a fight, because Batman is against Superman,
Yeah.
but Robin is on Superman's side. So, in a fight, Robin accidentally kills Nightwing, and Batman essentially disowns Robin because of it.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
really fucked up, but it kind of shows that like all the superheroes
Have a breaking point.
have a breaking point because this is where like Batman broke, and like
Yeah.
it's like at this moment it's like Batman and Superman are essentially just fucking enemies.
What is
Yeah.
this whole Morbius thing?
Oh my god!
It's just a really shit
fucking
movie, dude.
What
just-
what
It's,
is
it's a
because
really bad
everyone is
movie that people are
talking
memeing
about.
It's
It's a really bad
It's a
movie
Morbin
with what's his
time.
name in it.
yeah. There's people on Twitter like telling people it's like the meme is funny, but the movie is actually terrible. Don't waste your money. Don't go see Morbius. It's actually bad.
It's not great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
who
the
plays in it
fucking
again?
is the guy from the band playing Morbius?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jared Leto is playing Morbius.
Yeah.
if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, right?
Jared Leto played in a lot of films. To be honest, he played in
Because,
Psycho.
yeah, I remember he was good in one film.
What film was that?
Fucking
It probably was Blade Runner.
Psycho.
no, it was fucking shit. It's not No Country for Old Men. It's the one where Matthew McConaughey has AIDS. Dallas Buyers Club. Dallas Buyers Club. That's a very good film, and
Wait,
Jared Leto
Matthew
is very good in
McConaughey
it.
has AIDS? What?
In the film,
real life as well?
the character that he plays has
Yeah,
AIDS.
but Matthew
You
McConaughey
didn't
is
like
a
him
pretty
in
good actor.
Suicide Squad?
That was the one time that Jared Leto was good, and I think from that role he just sort of
What?
he was told at that point that he's like a great actor, and now he thinks that he's just amazing at every role.
Apparently,
that he does.
during the filming of Morbius, he insisted on walking around set all day with fucking arm crutches.
Is that
And it
a
was
thing that
causing
the
a
character
problem.
does?
Yeah, the character has like some sort of like degenerative like
Okay.
blood disease or something like that, and he can't. He's like anemic or something.
Yeah.
So he's doing that the whole time, and it's causing a lot of problems because it takes like him 40 minutes to go to the fucking bathroom, and so they had to compromise with him to like use a wheelchair instead.
Oh,
It took like
why?
45 minutes for him to like, use the bathroom.
Hey.
It was
Yeah,
bad.
'cause he has to like fucking like arm walk, like polio walk his way to the fucking bathroom, probably down some stairs or something.
Look, I respect being method, right? But like,
There's
You know
only
what
so
I
far you
mean?
can go.
But it's for Morbius.
It's for method acting.
I just said, mighty Morbin polio time.
My favorite thing about the meme is that people are like attributing catchphrases that don't exist to the movie. It's fantastic.
Like, it's Morbin time
see-
or he's Morbin.
Yeah, the meme exists both with and separate the movie.
Yeah, it's like those things that take on a meaning of its own at some point,
It's Morbin
unrelated
time.
unrelated to like the original context,
the
like
mighty
completely
Morbid
Like a
different.
meme.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
No, but like even further than a meme, it's like taking everything from that thing and making something completely irrelevant. Like I think there was another movie. It was a claymation movie, if I remember correctly, about pirates. And you know that meme where it goes, "Well, yes, but actually no."
Yeah.
Apparently, that's not in the film.
Huh.
I think it's a bit different in the sense that like that film is not really considered like a part of the meme. Like the meme is its own thing, right? But like Morbius,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
meme is the film. The meme is that the film is so shit that actually secretly it got a more billion number of tickets sold.
60 more billion more.
Yeah,
So-
60 more billion tickets sold.
Is it true that, because I read this headline, like Jared Leto preemptively accepts Oscar for Morbius? Is that a thing you really
I
said?
would-
I'm pretty sure that's
Um,
not a thing he said. I highly doubt that he said that.
I mean,
I
because he's like a Hollywood guy now, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's always been a Hollywood guy, bruv. What
But
are you
no, he
on
was a
about?
musician though before that.
No, he started out as an actor, I'm pretty sure, no?
Cody, I have not seen Morbius, but I've seen scenes from it. Was Matt Smith good in it, like at all? Please tell me he was good.
No, he
So
wasn't.
from what I've heard,
Oh,
I,
but you can
watched it.
watch the live.
There's a-
Someone's live streaming the movie.
Am I the only one who's actually watched this?
24/7.
Wait, you
I haven't
actually
watched
watched
it, but I've
watched
seen
it?
a lot of scenes from it, and I know the scene there, and it's painful.
I feel
I
bad
haven't
for
seen
Matt
Matt-
Smith.
Matt Smith in it. The scene with Matt Smith in it is like really bad.
No,
But
he
there's
so bad
started.
for
He
Matt Smith.
started as a musician in. Well, he
Hey,
did a lot
Burger.
of acting, but he was also very prominently in the band 30 Seconds to Mars, which is
Yeah, but
like,
30
was?
Seconds to Mars is like a
Wait,
90s.
Which is
yeah.
how long he takes in bed.
Hey, Burger, you
He's
should
still
read
here.
this. I found it.
You found it. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Let
hello,
me actually.
hello,
I've
boy.
never done an incel voice. I'm gonna try one. Do girls get wet in school shootings? That's the headline. Mandatory preface.
Oh,
I am
fuck this thing.
I am not condoning school shootings. Rather, I am merely inquiring about female biology. We all know that women love attractive, dominant men. Within the context of a school shooting, the shooter is unequivocally the most dominant man. And that is, the shooter transcends his current status in the dominance hierarchy and temporarily becomes an Ultra Chad. Given the female's close proximity to this Ultra Chad during the shooting, one can reasonably conjecture that the females, although scared for their lives, experience extreme sexual arousal and attraction towards the shooter.
Stop.
Hoping that perhaps, rather than shooting them, the shooter has sexual intercourse with them instead. Is my theory correct? Have studies been conducted on this?
What the fuck? What is he asking?
Your
Can I-
incel voice is very good.
Thank you.
Can I just say, your incel voice sounds like a mix between an actual fucking incel and fucking Zizek.
I've tried to put in a little bit of
It
Ben
sounds like
Shapiro.
Zizek pretending to be fucking
Ben
Jesse
Shapiro.
Lee, not Jesse Lee Peterson, Jordan Peterson.
I thought it sounded more like the Joker to me.
He's a Joker.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
basically.
Like
To me, it sounded like a mixture of Joker, Ben Shapiro, and Slavoj Zizek.
I did hear the Ben Shapiro in there,
I
yeah.
heard
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that.
It was
Y'all
very
hear
good. It was
Hear
very
about, y'all hear that Ray Liotta died?
Wait,
Yep.
who died?
Ray Liotta.
Oh, the guy from The Thing.
Normal Gabble
Yes.
Goldberger.
Yeah.
Very
Wait,
sorry.
was he the guy who played Columbo? I don't know him.
No, not Columbo. The guy who played Columbo died ages ago. Oh, what the fuck are you on?
Okay. I don't know who Ray Liotta is. Sounds like a baseball player.
He played in Goodfellas,
Oh,
for him.
as well
okay.
as several different other very prominent movies and shit. He also
never
played
wa-
one that actually surprised me. I
I
can't remember
never
what it was though.
I never watched Goodfellas, but I did watch the Animaniacs, which had a segment called The Good Feathers, and that was very funny.
Goodfellas is a fantastic film.
I haven't seen it, actually. I've heard good things.
It's good.
Oh,
In Good Feathers, they were mobster pigeons. It was very funny.
hey,
Hell
real quick. If I can just real quick, Cody, have you played Battlefield 5 at all?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No.
Okay, never mind. Just curious.
Yeah, you have to remember, we're fucking nerds. We don't play Battlefield.
The
That's
last
normal.
Battlefield game I played was like Battlefield 1, but I really fell out of like the whole like war
Battlefield-
shooter type thing.
Yeah,
I-
Battlefield 3 was like my last one that I played.
I gotcha.
God, Battlefield 4
I
was such
played
dog
4.
shit.
I don't really play
I
video
played
games
Battlefield 4
anymore.
quite a lot.
You guys play Battlefield? I think the only
did at one
Battlefield
point.
I tried was my
Used
brother's Battlefield.
Yeah,
3
like
copy.
10 years ago I played
Really,
Battlefield.
whenever Battlefield 5 came out, I just really wasn't that interested just because like
World War
Um,
II.
yeah,
Battlefield
it was just
4
another World War II shooter, and like I think I had just played Call of Duty World War II, and like I was just like,
Why would you
thanks,
play
no.
Call of Duty though?
It was
Why
fine.
not?
That was honestly was an okay Call of Duty. I think I played it because I had heard there was a specific scene in it, and that scene did exist, and it was fine. It's the scene where you get to walk through like the.
Cringe.
It's like the only Call of Duty
You're
game in which you can walk through.
You know what I miss?
If you're gonna let me
Listen.
finish, it was you walk through a Holocaust like a concentration camp,
Oh,
which
that.
is
Battlefield-
very severely lacking in most World War II shooters, surprisingly.
In
Because
Battlefield
it's so
What is
5?
that?
No,
Oh,
in,
so
in
it-
Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, is
Can
it a
you-
map in
Can
multiplayer?
you just-
No,
Sorry.
you like
No.
walk through it looking for your friend who was taken by the Nazis, hoping that you're not going to find his grave.
Oh, so is there a multiplayer map where you fight?
I don't know. The multiplayer kind of sucked.
I was about to say if,
Yeah,
if
no,
if they do a multiplayer
The
map, like in
multiplayer
Auschwitz-
map at Auschwitz.
yeah, that would be a
Hell yeah,
fucking
dude.
power move.
The one thing I will say is that I heard the gun customization is fucking whack, bro.
In which game?
CODs in the COD World War II, like you could do some shit that was like, I'm sorry,
Well,
what?
I saw a video where somebody customized their gun to look like a dog, and like every time it fired, it barked.
Dude, that's fucking lit. That's exactly what I want
look-
to do.
I
Yes.
prefer
If someone
the
who's
war
kind
game
of a
that I
gun-
prefer that has even better gun customization is not COD but Salmon.
What's salmon?
Tarkov is the best for
Sorry,
customization of weapons.
What the fuck? Wait, but no, I don't. What the fuck is salmon?
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
no.
fish.
The problem with
too.
the problem with salmon is that once your gun uses all its bullets, it just sort of rots away and dies.
What the fuck is salmon?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? What
It's
shooter?
also
What's...
in Southern Europe, cod is sold as bacalao. Which
No,
is
the
big
joke
in
the joke
Southern
was
Europe.
made. The joke I was making, Silver, is that once salmon like shoot their goo, they just die.
Oh,
Wait, really? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, they die
Canada's
after they-
octopus.
oh, I felt like we're
Like-
talking about like a good. There's an actual shooter called salmon that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I was making
No.
a joke about if salmon was a shooter, it's like every gun just like falls apart once
That's fair. That's fair.
once it shoots all its ammo.
Cody, can you look out? Can you look out of all of those individual scopes?
Yep, you
Like,
can
they
look
can-
at each of those individual reflex sights.
Yeah.
Even wait, what about the
That's-
pistol on
that's
top? Can you look
fucking
at?
nuts.
Wait, even
That's-
that cursed AK, you can look through the reflex sight and through that scope too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, you can look through the scope, but what you're gonna see is a big old fucking plastic thing in your face. Like, you're not gonna be able to look through the actual PSO scope. You'll just zoom in the area where the scope should be.
I have a question: is looking for any of those reflex sights affect your recoil, or are you just like at weird angles visually?
Does it affect your recoil? I mean, yeah, it's at a weird angle visually. I don't know if it affects your recoil. I do know it lowers your ergonomics, though.
What is
Yeah.
that? What is
like,
lower?
it's like handling speed and stamina drain from looking down sight and shit like that.
the perceived recoil tends to be a bit lower because your angle does not feel to change that much, but that's always the case with like low magnification size.
Is that gun made for fucking Steven Seagal because he doesn't put it up to his shoulder at all?
Pistol grip pump is fine. The problem here is the fact that it's a short barrel with like a huge fucking tube.
What's that handle on the bottom called? Because like I feel like that's how like Steven Seagal would hold it. You just bend it at like odd angles and like just
What,
like
the pistol grip?
yeah, or no the pistol.
Or are you talking about the
handle on the fucking cocky
pump? Yeah,
on the slider? Yeah,
So you would grab it from the back, and then you would grab that with your other hand.
that's what she said.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to me that once salmon have sex, their bodies, while they're still alive, their bodies just fall
Give
apart.
up.
That I
Yeah.
did not.
It's the same. It's the
I
same
studied.
thing.
I have like a fucking whole zoology thing, like, and I didn't know about this.
No, I like
It's the same thing that happens
and
to
people
octopuses.
and it's like people ask is like, oh, is it because they just sort of like float. They sort of just like float in the streams and they don't really move around. And it's like, oh, that must be an easy meal for like a bear, or it must be like easy catching if you're like a fisherman. And it's like their meat is basically just turns into jelly. It's just like so fucking disgusting. Like
Yeah,
I
I mean-
watched one video where it was like a U.S. Forestry Service lady, and she shows where the salmon were spawning, and she shows like these are the she's just like walking through them. They're just like sort of just like floating around. They're still alive, but they're dying, and she just like picks one up and like tears it in half, and it's just
What?
like jelly. It's just like jelly.
Bro,
That
I mean,
sucks.
And yeah,
technically
it was
speaking,
still- it was still alive.
Technically speaking, when you have just raw fish meat, it is technically, kind of like slimy and spendy and whatnot. So
No, it
technically
wasn't like that. It was this was just like it was disintegrating.
Oh,
It
Jesus.
is so hard not to make pussy jokes when you're talking like that. Like,
Don't be fucking there, you
But
cunt.
it's just so amazing to me that because what happens is like they go out into the sea, they live out in the sea for like 7 years, and what they do is they just build up their fat reserves out at sea, and then they go back upstream to where they were born, and they don't eat anything. They use all their fat reserves just to swim upstream, and then they fuck, and then they just die.
Born to come, forced to swim.
Yeah.
Fucked up that they
The one
like
thing
wait
I will
7
say
years
is
to get
that
pussy though, dude.
octopuses-
Well, they
Well,
have.
they don't-
I'm on my best
well, they
way to
don't. Well,
accomplish
Burger.
that
Here's the
too.
thing, though. They don't even actually have intercourse. What they do is the females lay their eggs and then they just jizz all over
I know how
them.
fish procreation works, but I'm like,
The one thing I will say is that octopuses have the same thing. Like, they won't eat all the time, but like as soon as the male octopus just fucking jizzes out, he fucking becomes catatonic, like literally catatonic.
Oh yeah,
I
isn't
know.
isn't
And he
also-
dies like 2 days later.
That is
Well,
one hell of a nut, dude.
yeah.
Well, also, isn't it that they? If I remember reading, it's like they don't actually like nut on the eggs or nut in the female octopus. They literally just fill like one of their arms full of cum and they rip it off and give it to the female.
Yeah, something like that.
What a sin.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
then
just,
the female does nothing but protect the eggs 24/7. No eating, no whatnot.
Yeah,
And as
she's-
soon as
yeah,
they hatch, he
dude.
dies.
like
That. Don't get me wrong. That is dedicated parentage, but at the same time, Jesus.
I wanna post that to like a mommy group on Facebook and say like, oh, you think you're a real mom? Look at this mom.
But this is like a classic, like, well, look, she was taking care of the kids. She's so dedicated. Meanwhile, the guy like ripped off his own arm and died. Like, fucking-
Yeah. I'm just like imagining. I'm just like
fucking arm
imagining.
died
It's like
for my kids. Can you say the same for you?
I'm just imagining like you find a girl you love, you just absolutely love, and you're like, I want to have kids together, and then you just like fill up your arm full of cum and just rip it off.
Yeah.
You know,
You know, a guy did
pretty
that. He
relatable.
injected. A guy in Germany did that. He like injected his own or his bicep with his own semen for some fucking weird reason.
What the fuck?
Oh, I
Fucking
heard about that. He got like of course he got like a massive infection and almost died.
Jesus, I can
Once
imagine
again,
why.
Americans don't get German culture. That's a Bavarian thing.
I mean,
This
isn't
kind
it-
of, this is the kind of shit Chubby Emo should be doing videos about. You know, not
Who's
like
Chubby
I mean,
Emu?
isn't Bavaria like the Texas of Germany?
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was more the Alabama of Germany.
No, that's Saarland.
No. Yeah,
That's
I
where.
thought that was Austria.
the Saarland.
No, Austria is
Austria is
different.
a separate country.
Austria is the
Oh,
Canada
right.
of
Chubby
Germany.
Emu. A student drank 2-liter fiber supplement for dinner. This is what happened.
He's
TikToker
great.
drank 1 bottle
Chubby
of
Emo is
nutmeg
great
spice.
because he's like a massive meme lord, but he manages to put it in his videos in a way where if you don't know that he's a massive meme lord, you don't like see it. Like you don't see the jokes in the video.
What's his name? Chubby Emu. Is he the guy who does those like videos about like people who ingest
Yeah.
weird amounts of
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Yes, that is
he's-
literally what I just described.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a medical doctor.
I love how for like the longest time, because people didn't know, they thought him saying presenting to the emergency room was like a bit, and it's like, no, that's actually the proper lingo.
Yeah. Shout out to
the,
Dr. Bernard.
Yeah. Oh, I want to mention really quick because I know one guy was playing Hard Space Shipbreaker in these screens.
Yeah.
That apparently I haven't played it in a long time, but Shipbreaker has a story mode now, and it's very, very like socialist, like union centric,
Yeah.
which is kind of the theme for the entire game. Is that like you know, it's very union focused, but I guess people now notice, and like there's threads in the Steam forums where people are really upset with the story mode, like they want it removed
That because
wrong?
there's
For what?
unions in it?
because it's
What?
very
What
pro-union.
game?
Yeah,
What game
but that's
has-
good. What the fuck?
What game has pro-union messaging in it?
Hard Space Shipbreaker. One guy was playing it
It's
in
a
here
cool
for a
fucking
while.
game.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
he-
you actually played it.
Yeah, you play as a shipbreaker in space.
But
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
who the fuck on Steam is complaining that there's pro-union messaging?
A lot of
Oh.
Americans, Burger.
America.
Yeah.
Middle class, high class Americans.
But what the fuck?
Burger,
Oh my god, Chris Reagan.
you are
Nice.
literally
But
complaining
if
about
you like
Americans
play the
being
game,
anti-union.
if you play the fucking game,
Yeah.
you have. But how can you be against unions?
Burger, this is
The Republicans have really
But like, if you play the game, then you have to realize that unions are good.
It's
Oh
how do I
Really
explain
not.
this? How do I explain this? For decades, Republicans and conservatives have done all their power to demonize socialism and demonize unions.
Yeah, that's why America is shit.
And that's poisoned the mindset of your average American. Do you think that unions are terrible?
But this is the thing. This is the first time I've heard of something like this. I know of like a lot of games. Well, actually, I don't know a lot of games, but there are games where there's like union themes and that are like clearly pro-union, like Disco Elysium kind of is.
We're
You know?
coming at this.
But
from,
you don't go to the Disco Elysium Steam forums and see people going, actually, I hate the labor unions. It's fucked up that there's union guys in this fucking game. That's fucked up.
Yeah, good New York accent, by the way. Just want to let you know, Burger.
They did
well, you gotta remember, there was that... Oh,
they did
go
give
ahead, Puff.
flack. They did give flack to the creators during the Game Awards.
Oh yeah, because they
said thank Karl Marx, which I think is a baller move. Now,
wait, whom did they give flack to?
The Disco Elysium developers. They thanked Karl Marx
they
at
had
the
like
Game Awards.
they had the Chapo Trap House people and like Dasha Nekrasova as voice actors in the original.
Yeah, no, like at the Video Game Awards, they got like,
but they
got lots of awards.
They got lots of awards, and then they thanked Marx, and they like, who gave them flack for it?
People
on Twitter, people everywhere. Like, don't get
I would be hesitant to call them people.
What is Trapo Trap House exactly?
It's some podcast. Yeah.
I was about to say it's Come Town, but boring.
No,
it kind of is though, honestly.
Fair enough.
Anyway, go ahead, Bergie.
Ow, fuck.
No, but I still like there's other media that is like kind of has. I mean, there's not enough media that has like pro-union messaging, but I don't like. It's even they got flack at the Game Awards, but you don't go to like the Steam forums for Disco Elysium and people are like, this is a horrible.
Bro, you are asking too much of Steam users. Like, for fuck's sake, this is the same. These are the same fucking people.
But that's the thing. You don't go to fucking the Disco Elysium discussion forum, and no one is complaining that there's a pro-union storyline. So what is different about fucking?
To be fair,
Space Shipbreaker?
I would think after they kind of thanked Karl Marx at the Game Awards. No, sorry, go ahead, Core.
No, I was interrupting you, but sure. So I think it has to do with the audience the game speaks to. Because something like Space Shipbreaker has a broader audience than something like Disco Elysium, which is more fitting towards people who are more interested on the art side of video games than just the mechanics.
I've not played Space Shipbreaker, but I have seen people play it quite a bit, right?
I mean, Cashy's
and so this is the I've seen, exactly here on stream, and so that's like one of the first things that I noticed is how insanely terrible the labor conditions are in the game, right? Like that's one of the main takeaways is like that, like as a worker, you are fucked in this game. And this means that there's apparently a huge chunk of players that like play this game and go, yeah, this is cool. I like being in this position. I think this would be a good position for me to be in if this was like the real world.
I posted a thread to one of the discussions, and the initial post is little narrative dissonance to the game. The gameplay is really fun, but can we all take a minute to laugh at the story? No, lady. Obviously, I don't think this job is bad, or I wouldn't have paid for $30 to do it. I don't want your signed copy of the Communist Manifesto.
What the fuck?
It's like, don't get me wrong, like, I can understand you disagree, but it's like, you don't have to agree with the messaging of a game to buy it.
Yeah, and the reason it's like becoming a big like bitch fest now is because when people initially purchased the game, there wasn't a story mode. So I guess
but
they
this is
didn't know
like
what
people being mad at features being added.
Yeah, well, and even when the game first came out, when you play the game, you sign a contract, that if you actually read the contract, strips you of like most of your workers' rights. So it's
Yeah.
it's like you should have known that when the story mode came out, that's gonna be a factor.
Yeah, but can I just say, you saying like you stating you'd be surprised if people would get angry at certain game mechanics being added in at a certain point.
I'm seeing people in here going like, well, the game. I'm not actually the player character. So what is like the point of a story? Like, do you not know what a fucking story mode even is? Like, what is this bullshit coping?
It is coping, but I have seen
Incredible.
people,
it's
people be angry for features added. I've seen people maul before over features added, or like, oh, they've added a story mode.
I just want to say, I appreciate.
Gamers are really.
I appreciate your taste in humor, by the way. I fucking love Chris. Oh, did he leave? God damn it!
Corporations are not free market vehicles.
Oh no, you're there.
They are
there.
government protections. In a free market, there are no corporations.
I mean,
What the fuck, dude?
Is there like a libertarian version of a tanky? Because I think this is it.
Incredible.
I think that'd be Dick Masterson.
Real capitalism has never been tried.
Dick Masterson. Jesus,
this thread. I am.
Hey guys, I gotta head out for a second. I think we'll be back in a minute.
All right.
Yeah.
No, because I found out about this because the devs were tweeting about it, tweeting about how all these people got so butthurt, and they're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna leave it open because it's so funny to read their bullshit. It's so fucking deranged." So good on the devs for just letting these people just
mauled.
just mauled and be complete fools.
Mauled, sieve, cope. Just cope.
Cage.
I was watching the German news today, and I saw this picture of, like I said, I read the name of this reporter. I was like, what the fuck? This has to be a joke.
And she's in Houston.
Oh no, Katharina. Von.
Yeah.
Katharina von Schürchenhalle.
It's more Churchenthaler.
Okay,
okay.
I did.
But like, what the fuck? This is like a parody of a German name. Like,
I would be surprised if it was.
I mean, her last name sounds like she was like part of the imperial like German family.
Wait.
no, it's just an
Cody,
aristocratic name.
Is that who I think it is? Is that Penny?
No, that's spectacular glasses, dude. That's Spec. From the famous podcast Spec.
Oh my god, this woman's in Houston. I feel bad for anybody who tries to pronounce her name in Houston.
Yeah, she's a fucking like in America off-site correspondent. Like she's at an NRA gun show in this picture.
Oh my god.
Like
the NRA gun show where guns are banned.
Are they?
Yeah, the NRA is not letting. It's not a gun show. It's more like a big huge meetup. But yeah,
but why are guns banned there? What will they do if there's a bad guy with a gun there who goes in anyway, even though it's banned there? What are they gonna do?
Oh yeah. I guess they can. I guess what they can do is they could do what the procedures are taught to kids in school, where the kids near the door like throw stuff in the air and wave their arms around while the rest of the class evacuates.
Yeah, that
Bro,
is the
that's-
most insane thing I have ever seen in my life, by the way. And this
Oh,
is,
is that
I
real?
know I say this sentence a lot, but that may be it.
No, yeah, that like the kids near the door are literally taught to like, you're gonna die, so help protect your fellow classmates so they can escape. It's just
Well, I'm sitting at the back of the class for sure.
Mhm.
America's fucked. This is a fucked country. Oh god. When the news came out about everybody getting killed down there in Texas, I didn't feel anything. I was just like, yeah, this country's fucked.
absolute-
Honestly, this is the first one in a while that really made me feel something again, because it's like it's almost like it's so normal at this point that they had to like make it a million times worse by making it an elementary school, and then the police response not even just like not happening, but them actively stopping the parents from going in, them literally helping the shooter find kids to shoot, and them also stopping different kinds of
Accidentally.
cops, the border patrol cops who wanted to go in there because the
Oh,
real
don't
cops
forget-
didn't
don't
want to
forget
go in
Burger.
there, stopping them, like interfering with police
Burger,
activity.
you forgot one crucial point. Burger, you forgot one crucial point. They took their own kids out of the school and didn't help the others.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. What?
There have been reports. There have been reports.
There are several reports saying that like the cops that showed up went in, found their own kids, got them out, and then ran away.
Oh my
Yup.
god. This just keeps getting. I'm just waiting for the
wait,
press
isn't
release
that
where it's
one-
like, yeah, actually, one of the cops literally shot one of the children. Like that just happened.
You know what? The
Burger,
police.
I think you might
the
want to
police
reconsider that
department-
phrasing.
The police department in that town takes up 40% of the budget,
Oh my
Um,
god.
which is normal for a lot of cities in the United States. Because we've had a lot of people, including myself, saying like defund the police, reroute that money towards other things could actually help prevent like shootings like this.
Like actual
But this-
affordable health care, motherfucker.
and actually dealing with like mental health stuff. But this is morbidly this is the best argument to defund the police, because the police of that town were so well funded, had
Yeah.
so much equipment, and they fucking not only did they run away, they grabbed their own kids and then left the other kids
They
to die.
stopped parents from going in, and they literally
Oh, and
stopped
they detained.
cops.
They detained
because
parents.
the
They
border
detained
the border patrol wanted to go in there, and the police stopped them.
And eventually it was a border
They heard
patrol
there was a
agent that
Mexican
gunned down the shooter. That gunned down the murderer.
Unbelievable. That's like the police interfering with police to help the mass shooter.
Yeah, because from the reports I've seen, it's like they barricaded him into a classroom
Inside.
with children and the teachers, and basically just left them to die, and they died. They
Oh, yeah.
fucking. Oh my god!
This is why I don't like looking at American news anymore. It's like
I'm like, at this point, what are they gonna do next?
what's gonna happen next?
Like, well, how are they
Burger,
gonna top
burger,
this? Because this
Me
feels
thinks.
like if you wrote this in like a book, no
You'd
one
go
would
like,
believe.
nah, that's not possible. That's like instantly like my.
If
my,
I wrote a short story about this,
suspension
it
of
would be like,
disbelief.
this is liberal propaganda.
And
Maybe
the crazy thing is you're seeing like conservatives and Republicans and like pro cop lobbies like doing everything they can to like not justify what the cops did, but like they're trying to they are trying to justify it. It's like, oh, the cops, we shouldn't have to put cops in danger, like bullshit like that. But like the solutions they come up with, like they want to like design schools that have only one entrance and exits, which is like, oh great, you're gonna create a massive
fucking fire hazard.
Yeah,
Dude.
massive fucking fire hazard. And then like the other one is like arming teachers, and it's like, really, you're gonna expect like 72-year-old like Mrs. Swanson to like pull out a 44 Magnum and like shatter her wrist trying to shoot like an 18-year-old.
You're also forgetting underpaid, overworked, don't necessarily care about their job, have mental issues as well. You really want to give those guys a fucking gun?
No, that's the worst part, is that despite the little pay and all the bullshit, the majority of teachers really do give a fuck about their students. They
you
really
don't. Like, it's kind of like a filtering criteria.
That's a myth that's perpetuated again by conservatives in order to try to like defund public schools, is saying that the teachers don't care.
Jesus.
The teachers care a lot. Otherwise, they wouldn't be working for as little pay as they get.
You don't do that if you don't care. Like, that's not.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like when I was growing up, like especially in high school, my teachers like went out of their way to make sure like us and other kids were doing all right. You know, and it went as far as like they would take money out of their own pocket to make sure like we had the supplies we needed. And
that happens all the time apparently.
And
it's a very
I did not
thing.
experience that as a kid. Like
Didn't you go like a fucking fancy rich people school?
I mean, I went to the fucking French Lycée Charles de Gaulle. I wouldn't necessarily call it. So, okay. It is paid for, but...
It better be a big butt.
Some of this... all of the teachers there... Well, there were quite a few, but at the same time, you could always find a few. So, there are a few stories I have of, like, crazy... of not deranged, but you can say special teachers over there. So one of the first ones I can think of, and this one is quite a sad story, but I had a math teacher back when I was like 14, and he was a heavy smoker, and he was like losing all his hair. He was probably getting lung cancer as well, and before that, you used to hear stories of, like, he was a jovial enough fellow. You know, he liked stuff, did what he could, whatever.
Things.
And he lost his wife and daughter, and he just lost all hope of just living, of doing anything. He lost his passion. He lost everything. You went to his classes, students would talk over him for hours. They would literally just start a scuffle, and he would just go like, "Can you not?" and just leave it at that. Which, you know, looking back on it, I kind of feel bad for the dude, because he like lost his wife and kids, and he tried to continue teaching, but you could tell he just had no drive. The other story I have is of one teacher. You did not want to fucking mess with him. He was like anger personified. No joke, my mom had him. And my little brother had him. Like, he'd been in this school for ages. And one thing you would always know that he was around was if you heard like loud shouting in classrooms. Like, really angry, loud shouting. Like, he was.
I'm pretty sure there was an angry teacher at every school. Like, this is
no, but
not
this,
a...
every chance.
He threw shit out of the classroom window. He threw shit from 2 stories high.
Child's play, dude.
I knew a teacher who threw like an overhead projector after a student. Like,
But like this is like a well-paid school. You would think like that shit can't be allowed, but then you forget we're French and we have teachers unions.
My math teacher used to like she almost like beat a guy half to death because he threatened to kill her child. Like
Nice.
No,
That feels
that
reasonable.
is
Yeah.
Burger. That is completely understandable. You do not threaten.
No, but
child.
that's what I mean though.
You
Like this
don't
is a
threaten another
normal
child.
thing to happen.
I was in a religion course. I'm not like baptized. I was there only on because my teacher was gone, and one of the girls forgot a Bible. The teacher called her a whore.
Oh god, that
Okay,
reminds
you
me.
just-
Actually,
you just- you
I
just-
heard another thing from what was it? So we had two separate sections, but they were both the
For
same
the
school. We had the
white
French
kids
section.
and for the black kids.
No, we had
Oh,
we
God,
had
Berg, you
words.
just
We were
remind me of
separated by
something.
language. We were separated by culture. So we had the French section and the English section. English section was just like pure English. Like you did everything in English. You did A levels as well and GCSEs. One of the teachers there was a fucking creep. Like a mess. So he made sexist comments to like girls of like 15. It was like,
Well,
Oh,
what
This
kind
is
of
yeah,
teacher,
also
though?
a
was-
teacher that literally every school has.
Yeah.
and then apparently
Okay, so
he got
my-
outed because apparently he was a pedo.
Yeah, this
Supposedly,
like
supposedly,
once
allegedly,
again,
allegedly.
every school has this particular teacher.
But we were just like,
Okay,
holy
so
shit.
I have, so like back in high school, I remember like 1 year, there was this, like there was like a lot of like rich like yuppie kids at my school, and one of the maths teachers, she was black,
Oh boy.
and
Oh,
like
no.
apparently like one of the students, because she you know she like pulled one of the students aside and said, "Hey, you're failing. You know, we gotta do something."
Oh no.
And the girl told her to fuck off and said that my dad could buy you. And the teacher just slapped the shit out of her.
This is
And
wait.
the
This
girl-
is back in like when? This is back
This is like
when?
this is like 1998.
Oh,
And like
Damn.
it ended up the girl got like 3 days of out of school suspension. And when her dad found out, her dad made her write out an apology. That was
To be
and-
fair though, right? If this happened today, that teacher would be executed.
Oh yeah, for slapping the girl,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But no, like back then it's like his dad like got with the principal and vice principal and got her to forced her to write an apology and why what she did was bad and like had to speak it out over the announcements over the PA system.
Like
Oh my
that's
God,
one of the
that is-
fucking. that's
That-
like
that
really
is like-
bad.
Did people witness? Did people witness this?
This happened in a class. This happened during like I wasn't in the class. It was in calculus, and I wasn't in that class. But yeah, it was like in front of like 25 other students. She said
Was it-
this.
No, but
Oh.
like
Really wrong as it is also kind of funny though.
it's
Yeah.
kind of funny, but I gotta say it's humiliating and embarrassing. But you fucking deserve that. You brought it on yourself, to be honest. If
Yeah.
that's the kind of sentiment I get,
Especially
like,
when the teacher came in like trying to help her. It's like,
Yeah,
hey, yeah, like wanted her to like come in for like after school tutoring and stuff.
Can I say?
Yeah.
I feel like her saying that could be a sign of problems beyond school itself. Like, just
The
an
problem
idea.
is living in rural South Dakota, I presume.
As a rich. Well, Sioux Falls is the only like urban area
Yeah.
in South Dakota.
By urban,
yeah,
you
I
don't
gotcha.
mean black.
No, I mean like lots of people.
Like city, like an actual city with tall buildings and shit.
I remember this fucking. I remember this is great joke about it. Like it goes on for very long. I'm gonna cut it very short. Is that this black English comedian who's like, yeah, my neighbour, she calls all the black people, she calls them urbans. It's like it goes on for like 10 minutes, and then it ends like, well, but Mrs. Miller, you're black too. Like fucking.
Oh man.
Christ.
Yeah.
I
I do
don't know.
love the word urban for black people though. That's like,
Yeah,
like
that was like a
Urban.
1990s 2000 thing that I'm glad is gone.
like, what the fuck is this about?
Also, so apparently, Steam decided to recommend this game to me. Apparently, somebody made a game about Kyle Rittenhouse.
Hell yeah.
What?
No, dude, get the fuck out.
Piss
Yeah, it's
bottles,
like-
bats,
it's like-
bike
it's-
lofts face the media-manufactured outrage of brain-dead zombies, mobs in a fully destructible, randomly generated riot zone as he tried to get home from court alive after each self-defense trial. Shoot, hack, blast, and build walls and turrets with tricky AI in this brutally intense shooter. It's fucking overwhelmingly positive in terms of reviews.
The video for it, it's like you're fighting giant transgendered zombies.
You're fighting Antifa.
Antifa zombies and communist zombies.
This
That
is
has to be like a weird fetish thing.
Is this like is it an ironic game? Because
I
like,
hope
it's
to God
so
it has to be satire.
It's 2022 so much that like this could be just incredibly funny satire, or it could just be people being like, yeah, this is actually an accurate representation of things.
Burger, if you look at the Steam page, you can get a good picture of it because it actually has pictures of it.
Okay, let me look at the Steam page.
Jesus Christ.
As a top-down shooter, it doesn't look all that interesting. There's a lot better ones. But...
You know, on the subject of protests getting violent, is I gotta ask. I keep hearing people saying it's problematic to say that like people destroying cars and like storefronts that's problematic to say that's bad. I think that's bad. Is that a bad take on that? Like if someone throws a brick through a window of a random,
there's a bit of nuance there.
I think the focus is that property can be replaced, but lives cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
am genuinely most of the time against violence against property because you're just costing the council more money.
No, but
I don't care about that. It's also just some dude's car. Like he's not.
Yeah.
It's
the
whole
I
like
will agree,
riots
destroy
are the
cars.
voice
Destroy
of the
cars, that's
oppressed
fake.
thing, because at the point at which that is happening, usually it's gone far, like it's gone pretty fucking far.
I'm way more sympathetic to flipping over a cop car than I am flipping over like some
fuckers Prius, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's like if it comes down to destroying property, destroy the right property.
But this is something that happens extremely rarely. Also, we don't have the time to get into this discussion because we have to end the stream.
Yeah.
Well, it's only been like an hour and 30 minutes. So we had 2 hours.
No, it's usually
I
an hour
can't.
and 30